Listen, I wasn't supposed to see this. Nobody was. But sometimes the universe has a funny way of revealing secrets, and what I'm about to show you is going to completely change how you think about pocket cameras. DJI just got caught with their hand in the cookie jar, and the evidence is sitting right there in official government documents that they can't take back. This isn't speculation. This isn't a render from some random leaker on Twitter. This is the real deal. The DJI Pocket 4 Pro is officially confirmed, and based on what's buried in these FCC filings, it's not just an upgrade. It's potentially the most capable pocket camera ever created. But here's where it gets interesting. There's something in these documents that DJI definitely didn't want us to notice this early. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why this leak matters so much. So buckle up, because we're about to go deep. The promise. Now, before we dive in, let me tell you what you're about to get. First, I'm going to show you the actual FCC documents that prove this thing exists. We're talking model numbers, certification dates, the whole 9 yards. Then, we're going to decode what these technical specs actually mean for real-world shooting. And finally, I'm going to answer the question everyone's thinking. Should you wait for this, or just grab the regular Pocket 4 right now? But here's the thing. There's one specific detail in these filings that literally nobody else is talking about, and it reveals something massive about DJI's strategy. You'll want to stick around for that because it changes the entire game. And trust me, if you're planning to spend money on any camera in the next 6 months, what I'm about to reveal will save you from making a very expensive mistake. Let's get into it. The discovery. Alright, so here's how this whole thing unraveled. A few days ago, someone was digging through fresh FCC filings because apparently that's what we do for fun now, and they stumbled across something curious. A new device registration under DJI's Osmo Technology division, model number PP-041, FCC ID 2ANDR-PP041, and the name Osmo Pocket 4P. Now, if you know anything about DJI's naming conventions, that P doesn't stand for pretty or purple or whatever, it stands for Pro. Here's why this matters more than you think. The regular DJI Pocket 4 already has its own FCC registration under a completely different ID, 2ANDR-OP041. This isn't a revision. This isn't the same camera with a different memory configuration. This is a separate product with its own hardware identity, its own certification process, and its own regulatory approval. The Pocket 4 Pro received its FCC grant on December 22, 2025, which places it after the standard Pocket 4 filing that appeared around October and November 2025. Translation? DJI planned a two-tier release strategy from day one. They knew they were building a Pro model before the regular version even hit shelves. Why this isn't just another rumor? Now, I know what you're thinking. Great, another leak. Wake me up when something official happens. But hold on, because this is fundamentally different from the usual rumor mill nonsense we see every week. FCC filings aren't Instagram posts from anonymous accounts. These are legal documents submitted to the United States Federal Communications Commission. Companies don't file these for fun. They file them because they legally have to before selling wireless devices in the US market. What makes this even more credible is the paper trail. We're not talking about blurry prototype photos or trust me bro sources. We've got official model numbers, detailed technical specifications, battery ratings, wireless transmission data, and safety test results. This is the kind of documentation that shows up right before a product goes to market. And here's the kicker. DJI has a perfect track record with this. Every single FCC filing they've ever submitted has resulted in an actual product launch. No exceptions. So when people ask me, is this real? The answer isn't maybe. It's not probably. It's absolutely 100% confirmed. The Pocket 4 Pro exists. It's coming to the United States. And based on these filings, it's coming sooner than most people think. The only question now is, what exactly is DJI hiding inside this thing? The dual lens revolution. Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The feature that's been whispered about for months but never confirmed until now. According to multiple sources who've seen early prototypes and corroborated by details in the FCC paperwork, the Pocket 4 Pro is packing a dual lens camera system. Yeah, you heard that right. 2 lenses in a device that fits in your pocket. Now, if that doesn't sound revolutionary to you, let me put it in perspective. Think about what you currently have to do when you're vlogging with a pocket camera. You've got one lens, one field of view, Pro, one focal length. If you want a wide shot, great. If you want to zoom in for detail or compress the background for a cinematic look, well, tough luck. You either crop in post and lose quality, or you physically move closer or farther away, which kills the flow of your content. But with a dual lens system, everything changes. Imagine you're walking through a market, filming a travel vlog. Wide lens captures the environment, the atmosphere, the chaos. Then, with a single tap, you switch to a tighter focal length to showcase a specific detail, a vendor's face, the intricate patterns on handmade crafts. No stopping, no editing magic, just seamless creative control in your hand. This is the kind of flexibility that professional filmmakers have been begging for in a compact form factor. The Air 3S connection. Here's where things get really interesting. The rumor mill suggests that this dual lens setup closely mirrors the camera system found in the DJI Air 3S drone. Now, if you're familiar with that drone, you know it's not messing around. We're talking about a wide-angle camera paired with a medium telephoto lens, both capable of capturing high-quality footage with excellent dynamic range and color science. If DJI is genuinely adapting this technology for the Pocket 4 Pro, and all the evidence suggests they are, we're looking at a massive leap in image quality, better low-light performance because of larger sensors, improved dynamic range for those high-contrast situations where the sky blows out or shadows turn into black holes, more creative shooting options that actually give you professional-level results without needing a backpack full of gear. And here's the part that gets me excited. The Air 3S is known for its computational photography capabilities, smart HDR, advanced noise reduction, intelligent color grading. If even a fraction of that technology makes it into the Pocket 4 Pro, we're not just talking about a better camera. We're talking about a completely different category of device. This would be the first truly professional pocket camera that doesn't compromise on image quality just because it's small. Decoding the technical specs. Okay, time to get nerdy for a minute because the FCC documents reveal some fascinating technical details that tell us a lot about what DJI is really building here. First up, battery. The Pocket 4 Pro is listed with a 7.7-volt battery rated at 1,545 mAh. Now, that might sound like gibberish, but let me translate. That's a beefier battery than the Pocket 3's 1,300 mAh at the same voltage, which immediately tells us this camera has significantly more endurance than its predecessor. Why would DJI put a larger battery in this thing? Well, running dual lenses requires more processing power, more sensors to manage, more data to process, more computational photography happening in real time. All of that drains power. The fact that DJI upgraded the battery suggests they're confident this camera will actually use that extra juice. We're probably looking at enhanced stabilization algorithms, higher resolution recording options, maybe even some AI-powered features that require serious processing muscle. Then there's the connectivity side. The FCC documents show this camera passed full SAR testing, which measures radio frequency energy emissions. The results indicate support for both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz Wi-Fi, with Bluetooth running simultaneously. Now, here's what that actually means for you. Faster wireless file transfers, more reliable connection to your phone, potentially even live streaming capabilities at higher quality than previous models. The 5 GHz support is particularly interesting because it suggests DJI is prioritizing speed over just basic connectivity. The interface revelation. But here's a detail that most people are glossing over, and it's actually pretty significant. The FCC paperwork mentions that users can access regulatory and compliance information directly through the camera's interface. You swipe down, open settings, and there it is. Why does this matter? Because it confirms this camera has a refined touchscreen interface with software sophisticated enough to handle complex menu systems. This isn't just a viewfinder with basic controls. DJI is clearly building a full-featured operating system into this thing. That opens the door for advanced shooting modes, customizable controls, possibly even firmware updates that add new features over time. We've seen DJI do this with their drones, gradually unlocking new capabilities through software updates. If they're bringing that approach to the Pocket 4 Pro, this camera could actually get better over time, which is a huge value proposition that nobody's really talking about yet. The timeline nobody's discussing. Alright, let's talk timing, because this is where it gets strategic. The Pocket 4 Pro received its FCC grant on December 22, 2025. Now, typically, when a company gets FCC approval, there's a 180-day confidentiality window. That means all the juicy internal documents, like detailed photos and user manuals, stay locked up until approximately June 20, 2026. But here's the thing that most people don't understand. DJI doesn't have to wait that long to launch. Look at their history. DJI consistently launches products well before the FCC confidentiality period ends. Why? Because once you have approval, you're legally cleared to sell in the United States. The confidentiality period is just about keeping internal documentation private, not about preventing the actual sale of the product. However, there's a wrinkle in the story that we need to address. Some sources suggest the Pro model may face regulatory challenges in the US market due to DJI's inclusion on certain government lists, with the standard Pocket 4 getting approval before a December 23rd deadline, while the Pro's status remains uncertain. So, what does this mean for the Pocket 4 Pro? My prediction is we're looking at an announcement sometime between March and May 2026, with units shipping by late spring or early summer. That timing makes sense for DJI's global strategy, even if US availability might be delayed or complicated by regulatory factors. They want this camera available before travel season kicks into high gear, and spring launches align with DJI's historical patterns for premium products. The price reality check. Now, let's address the uncomfortable question everyone's avoiding. How much is this thing going to cost? Because here's the truth. If you're hoping for a budget-friendly option, the Pocket 4 Pro probably isn't it. DJI's Pro models typically command a significant premium over their standard counterparts. We saw this with the Mavic series, the Mini series, and pretty much every product line they've ever created. My educated guess, based on market positioning and component costs, we're looking at somewhere between $749 and $849 for the base model, maybe $999 if DJI includes a creator combo with extra batteries and accessories. That's a lot of money for a pocket camera. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But here's the context that matters. If this camera truly delivers professional quality dual lens footage with the reliability DJI is known for, it's not competing with the standard Pocket 4. It's competing with mirrorless camera setups that cost 2 or 3 times as much. Think about it. A Sony ZV-E10 body alone is around $700. And that's before you buy lenses, a gimbal, external microphones, and all the other gear you need to match what the Pocket 4 Pro offers in a single integrated package. Suddenly, $800 for a grab-and-go solution that fits in your pocket starts to make a lot more sense. It's not cheap, but it's also not overpriced if you're serious about content creation and value your time. Who should wait versus who should buy? Now, so here's where we get practical. Should you wait for the Pocket 4 Pro or just grab the regular Pocket 4 right now? The answer genuinely depends on who you are and what you're trying to create. If you're a casual creator, someone who makes content for fun, documents family memories, or posts occasionally on social media, the standard Pocket 4 is probably more than enough camera for you. It's excellent, it's affordable, and it'll serve you well for years. But if you're a professional creator, someone who makes money from your content, or someone who just demands the absolute best image quality possible, waiting for the Pocket 4 Pro makes strategic sense. That dual lens system alone is worth the wait if you regularly find yourself wishing you had more focal length flexibility. The improved low light performance will matter if you shoot events, concerts, or indoor content. The enhanced processing power will benefit you if you do a lot of color grading or push your footage in post-production. Here's my advice. If you need a camera right this second, buy the Pocket 4. It's a fantastic device, and you won't regret it. But if you can wait 3 to 5 months, and you've got the budget for a premium model, the Pocket 4 Pro is shaping up to be something genuinely special. This isn't just incremental improvement. Based on everything we've uncovered in these FCC documents, DJI is building a pocket camera that finally bridges the gap between convenience and true professional capability. The bold prediction and closer. All right, here's my bold prediction, and you can hold me to this. The Pocket 4 Pro is going to redefine what people expect from compact cameras. In 2 years, we're going to look back at this moment and realize this was the device that made single-lens pocket cameras obsolete. DJI isn't just adding features here. They're fundamentally changing the standard for what's possible in a device this size. And here's the thing, nobody's saying out loud. If the Pocket 4 Pro delivers on even half of what these documents suggest, every other camera company is in serious trouble. GoPro, Sony, Insta360, they're all going to have to respond. And that competition is going to benefit all of us as creators because it'll drive innovation faster than ever before. So that's the full story behind the DJI Pocket 4 Pro League. Official confirmation, dual lens capabilities, upgraded internals, and a launch window that's closer than you think. Now I want to hear from you. Are you waiting for the Pro model, or are you happy with the standard Pocket 4? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. And if you found this deep dive valuable, smash that like button and subscribe because I've got more exclusive coverage coming your way. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. I'll see you in the next one.